People now.
It's one of the things that I loved about him when I first met him.
J-Lo gushing about A-Rod before she's honored at the CFDA Awards carpet.
I feel like now I'm gonna do it.
Dance Mom star Abby Lee Miller tells us when she thinks she'll be able to walk again. It's in a People Now exclusive.
Lady Gaga speaks out about breaking up with her fiancé for the first time. We'll tell you what she's saying.
Plus,
you're violent, you're aggressive, you are a psychopath.
Which guy is actually winning over Hannah B's hearts? Our Bachelorette panel is weighing in.
And founding member of the Supremes, Mary Wilson, tells us all about her new book and performing solo in New York City.
It is all today on People Now. Let's go. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. Last night was the Battle of the Lukes on The Bachelorette.
It was.
Very dramatic. Luke P found himself in the midst of drama yet again. This time with Luke S. The guys, they are fed up. Hannah did not look pleased by the end of the episode.
So we want to know, what are your predictions for their fate? Who will win the battle and the rose, or will both of them be sent packing? Vote in our People Now poll or tweet us your answer with the hashtag People Now.
We're going to check in on those results in a little bit and break down all the drama, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Starting on a serious note here, Warren Jeff's son, Leroy Jeffs, who publicly spoke out about his father's cult and accused him of sexual abuse, is dead at 26. The Salt Lake Tribune reports that Leroy, who also went by Roy, was found dead on Friday in Salt Lake City, Utah. Roy's half-sister, Rachel Jeffs, is now claiming his death was by suicide. According to the outlet, Rachel is blaming Roy's death on their polygamist father, who is a self-proclaimed prophet and leader of the Mormon band offshoot group, the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as FLDS. FLDS requires men to have 3 wives to be admitted to heaven. Back in 2011, Warren Jeffs was sentenced to life in prison after being convicted of 2 counts of child sexual abuse. Rachel opened up to the outlet about Warren and Roy's relationship, alleging that the 63-year-old did not love his son. She says, quote, "All of us knew it. We got told Roy was a bad boy." Rachel further addressed the issue in an interview with ABC4, adding that Warren would call Roy a bad boy to turn his siblings against him. She says that Warren would not let Roy grow up with his siblings and kept him hidden most of his growing up life. Now, Rachel's standing by her brother. In a Facebook post she wrote after her brother's death, she wrote, quote, "I'm proud of Roy for the courage he's shown in being the first of my siblings to leave the FLDS cult and trying to figure out life the best he could." Rachel and her sister Becky have also spoken out about her father's abuse following Roy's abuse allegations against Warren back in 2014. In a 2017 interview with Megyn Kelly for NBC News, Rachel claimed her father abused her since she was 10 years old and described how she was pushed into an arranged polygamous marriage. She left the FLDS in 2015. In 2014, Roy told CNN, quote, "I was about 4 or 5 years old, and this is where my dad did it. I remember him telling me, 'You should never do this.' Then he did it to me." At the time, Warren was already in jail for assaulting 2 teenage girls that he married. Warren has fathered over 50 children and has been accused of illegally arranging marriages between his male followers and underage girls in Utah. After contemplating leaving the church for years, Roy finally made the decision to free himself, telling AP, "If I think about it too hard, think about everything that has happened, it just breaks me down real bad." We're sending our condolences, of course, to Roy Jeff's family during this difficult time. Let's move on to this. Abby Lee Miller has some great news for her fans over 1 year after being diagnosed with Burkitt lymphoma. Not only does she think that she will be able to walk again, but in an exclusive interview with People Now, she reveals she thinks it will be soon.
Now that we've wrapped and we're finished shooting season 8, I can now concentrate on me, myself, and I. So I plan to have the knee surgery done in July and, be walking by September.
Such great news there. The Dance Mom star and I also discussed her road to recovery, her near-death experience, and her time in prison. We'll have all of that and more later on the show. Stick around for that. But for now, listen to this.
Nobody can drag me down.
Liam Payne is opening up about his time in the boy band One Direction, calling the experience toxic. The 25-year-old says he even turned to alcohol during his time in the band in order to cope with the group's global success. In an interview with Men's Health Australia, Payne admits the experience was fun at times, but he explains, quote, "It's almost like putting the Disney costume on before you step up on stage, and underneath the Disney costume, I was pissed quite a lot of the time because there was no other way to get your head around what was going on." Payne adds, "We had an absolute blast, but there were certain parts of it where it just got a little bit toxic. It's difficult when you have the level of fame that we had in the band." He told the publication that even after doing hundreds and hundreds of concerts and the same 22 songs repeatedly, he knew he had to perform even if he wasn't happy. Payne now feels lucky to no longer be in that predicament where he says he felt that he had no control. However, as the singer moves back into a sense of normality, as he calls it, he says he still struggles to feel in control because he doesn't like to let people down. One Direction has been on an indefinite hiatus since March of 2016, while each of its members have pursued solo projects. Lady Gaga, she's speaking out about her breakup from ex-fiancé Christian Carino for the first time. During a residency performance in Las Vegas on Sunday, she referenced the split before performing her song Someone to Watch Over Me. She said, quote, "Last time I sang this song, I had a ring on my finger, so tonight will be different." This is according to Entertainment Tonight, and footage captured by a fan shows Gaga walking across the stage in a gorgeous glittering gown, flashing her ringless finger to the crowd. In February, her rep confirmed exclusively to People that the pair had split, while a source told People at the time it just didn't work out. Relationships sometimes end, there's no long dramatic story. That was their quote. People confirmed Gaga was dating Carino in February of 2017 after the couple was spotted getting cozy at a Kings of Leon concert. Then last October, Gaga revealed they were engaged by thanking, quote, "my fiancé Christian" during her speech at Elle's 25th annual Women in Hollywood celebration. Now, since her breakup, Gaga's been keeping busy with her Vegas residency and a new style exhibition. In March, she confirmed that she's also hard at work on an upcoming album while shutting down pregnancy rumors. She wrote on Twitter, "Rumors I'm pregnant? Yeah, I'm pregnant with LG6. That record will be Gaga's 6th studio album and the follow-up to 2016's Joanne, which of course topped the Billboard charts. It spawned hit singles like Million Reasons. All kinds of great music came out of that. I can't wait to see what she comes up with next.
Yeah, same.
And you have more for us in Star Trek.
I do. We are kicking off Star Trek today with some stars and some fashion. Watch.
It's a real honor, you know, amongst all of these amazing artists and designers for them to pick you out for your fashion and your style. For something I love to do anyway. I mean, I love dressing up. I've loved it since I was a little girl and was cutting up all my, you know, sweatshirts and jeans in the Bronx and trying to be like Janet and Madonna and all those people and Cyndi Lauper, and so it's a fun time.
All eyes were on Jennifer Lopez at the 2019 Council of Fashion Designers of America Awards on Monday. The 49-year-old superstar was being honored with the prestigious Fashion Icon Award. She wore a custom Ralph Lauren turtleneck embellished crop top with a very dramatic skirt and diamond earrings. I was there. She looked amazing, flawless, total goddess. I did fangirl a little bit. I don't normally fangirl, but I did it.
J-Lo's worthy, yeah.
So I talked to her on the carpet. Since she's always looking so stunning and sexy, I wanted to know when she finds fiancé Alex Rodriguez the sexiest. Watch.
Well, I love Alex in a suit. Yeah. I mean, he looks great in everything. He just wears clothes really well, but I love him in a suit, which he loves to wear. It's one of the things that I loved about him when I first met him is that he wore so many suits every day. Like, he was always getting dressed up for a business meeting or something. It just reminded me of my dad wearing a tie going to work. It was just a great thing.
So you can't really see it, but Alex was taking pictures of her behind
just right
me.
Off there.
Yes,
yeah.
It was that whole moment happening. Obviously, J-Lo is very busy. Her tour kicks off this Friday, a lot of planning. So I asked her how it's going. She told me what kind of vibe she is going for.
It's coming out to be a really amazing show and moment. I really wanted to create a beautiful like party atmosphere in the arena, and I think we've accomplished that. So it's Friday. It's creeping up on me little by little. I'm gonna get back right after this. I'm heading back, kids' graduation, then back, and then that's it.
See, there you go.
You could see him in that one.
Taking the picture.
You might be in some of his photos.
I know, it's crazy. It was so cool to talk to her. She wasn't really stopping everywhere, so it was really nice to have that moment with her, and she looked amazing. So congrats to her. Also, singer Ciara rocked the carpet looking very gorgeous. She was Vera Wang's guest last night. Ciara is fresh off completing a business course at Harvard. This girl knows no boundaries. Watch.
I feel like the sky is the limit, and you know, I've been really blessed to do a lot of cool things, but I do feel like it's just getting started, and I just want to keep on seeing where this journey takes me. You know, my ultimate goal is to maximize life and the opportunities that are coming my way, and also to make sure that I'm always taking care of my home as well. My family is my foundation. And
You know, how do you do it all?
You know what? You just do it. It's what I call organized chaos.
Organized chaos, I like that. Love her attitude, go get it, girl. Also getting it every day on NBC. Today Show host Jenna Bush Hager, who attended with designer Leela Rose. Watch. Congratulations, you announced baby number 3.
Yes.
How are you feeling? Is it easier than the first 2?
It's not easier, but I feel good. I feel happy and excited. We're gonna have a baby brother in our house, which is wild.
That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun, and so it's all good. I'm a little older than the previous children, so but it's all good. It feels like with the show and everything that's going on, I feel really lucky.
Yeah, I know your daughters have been telling everybody, right? Is that still happening? Because they're so excited.
She likes to rub my stomach and tell everybody that I'm having a baby brother. So she does. She likes to tell strangers on the subway and anybody that will listen.
Yeah, it was such amazing timing with Hoda and everything. How is she doing with her girls?
Oh, she's in heaven. She looks beautiful. She's smiling all the time. She's taking the time with those little girls. I've never seen her happier. So the timing is kind of crazy, but it's also awesome. We're both creating these little lives and creating a new show together, and it feels right.
And Mama out on the town? Are you gonna let you
out on the town in a large red cape?
Margaritas,
Yes,
but now we're having sparkling water.
You know, nothing wrong with sparkling water. And singer Bebe Rexha was there last night too. I was really happy to talk to her on the carpet. She was having a blast. So Bebe is about to turn 30. She told me all about her feelings on that. Watch.
Dirty 30, you know, a lot of times women are meant to feel bad about turning 30, and I'm like, honey, I am a better lover now than I was 10 years ago. I you so good, you don't even know, so don't even try. So
Amazing.
Don't make me feel bad about turning 30, because just women, feel good about your age. You are amazing and you're perfect just the way you are.
I love that. With that, there you have it. Thank you, Bebe. Thank you, Angela.
It's gonna kill me, but you know what? It's the truth.
She's so cute.
She was loving life.
I also caught up with Stranger Things, Sadie Sink. She was very adorable. Thrilled to be there. She's a huge Zach Posen fan, apparently. Watch this. Is there anyone here that you're really excited to meet or see again?
Zach Posen?
Oh, yeah.
I've
He's right there.
met him once in like a hotel lobby or something, but I was barefoot and I was wearing pajamas.
Hey, why were you barefoot in the lobby?
I was with my castmate Millie from the show, and she was all glammed up ready to go somewhere, and I was holding all of her stuff, walking her down to the lobby. It's oh my god, hi Zach Posen.
You have to put some shoes on though. I mean,
no, I was I'm not usually this crazy, but yeah.
This might be our opportunity to meet him again, all dressed up. He kind of looked over here, actually.
I know. I'm
Stranger Things next season coming out soon. Very excited about it. Yeah, what can you tease? I know you guys are very tight-lipped, but
right. We can't really say much. Luckily, it comes out very soon, so you guys are gonna just have to watch and find out. But it's. I think this is the most fun season yet.
Okay, so we got fun. I want 2 other words to describe this season.
Okay, so fun. Intense, and strange.
Oh, you're gonna go with strange? Really?
Call her out.
Strange is what she's gonna go for.
Hey, what a great event.
It was so fun. We got so many great people. I loved it. It was a blast.
Yeah, and J-Lo, of course, no one more deserving than her to be honored with that icon.
Basically.
Yeah.
That was awesome. All right, moving on to this. The Jonas Brothers must have been feeling very cool at the premiere of their new documentary, Chasing Happiness, on Monday night in Los Angeles, as they celebrated with their gorgeous wives by their sides. So Joe rocked a gray suit with a mustard t-shirt, while wife Sophie Turner dazzled in a long sequin gown and black strappy heels. She finished the look with loose waves and a bold lip. Those two are obviously fierce together. Look at them. Now, Nick was looking dapper in a burgundy suit and black shirt as he posed with his wife, Priyanka Chopra, who opted for a long-sleeve black dress with a hip-high slit, high beaded collar, and netting-style neckline. Amazing.
Look at that suit, wow.
I know. I'm just so jealous of this whole family. Kevin wore a maroon suit with a black pattern alongside his wife, Danielle Jonas, who rocked a 2-piece neutral ensemble with a beaded skirt. This whole family knows how to slay a premiere. Now, the doc is a look back at the Joe Bros' rise to fame and their journey to reunite the band, though Nick says that wasn't the original plan. Watch.
Well, initially, the thought was just make the movie, and we weren't even intending on coming back together as a band. But I think we wanted to tell the story of childhood into our crazy life and musical career when things really took off so many years ago. And then, what happened is we all missed that magic that we felt then and wanted to experience that again. So Chasing Happiness led us to feeling that happiness again.
So it turns out the Jonas Brothers hadn't really had an honest and candid conversation about their breakup as a band until filming the documentary. But through the doc, they were able to tackle the tough topic, work through some of those negative feelings.
Therapeutic is a strong word, but it definitely was needed. You know, there was definitely some therapy involved for us, you know, to get through it. But it was needed. It was fun. We learned a lot about each other, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, we are so happy they're back and stronger than ever, which is one of the main messages of the doc.
We've grown up and we've all kind of looked at life differently in our own ways, but what we can take, the takeaway is that we're able to look at each other and know that we got through this major life hurdle, and we're here today to talk to you guys about this amazing film.
And Chasing Happiness is streaming now on Amazon Prime Video, and their full album drops this Friday. So excited for that. Those are your Star Tracks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. It's the Battle of the Lukes. We are breaking down their confrontation and all the dramatic moments from this week's episode of The Bachelorette. Plus, we take a walk down memory lane with former Supreme Mary Wilson. She tells us about meeting Paul McCartney, Muhammad Ali, and much more. Stick around.
Use your brain and shut your mouth. This is my dream. Get out. Get out. I want to be here. Why do you have to be so mean to her? That's the only way parents learn.
Abby Lee Miller is making her triumphant return to Dance Moms over a year after being diagnosed with Burkitt lymphoma.
Now, she told me in an exclusive interview why her battle with cancer has not changed how she is on the show. Take a look.
Everybody wants to hear that I am this new, kind, wonderful person.
But...
And I've always been a kind, wonderful person. I can say that confidently. But on the show, that's not really how I'm depicted. And I train kids. I mean, we talked about it with one of my students who's on Broadway last night, that I was tough and I had to be, but I gave them opportunities that they would have never had at any other dance studio. And we did it the right way, and they're all working. They're professional, working, employed dancers. It's amazing.
Do you think you're misunderstood?
I think I'm what the cameras want to see. If I was sweet and nice and kind all the time and sugar-coated everything, we wouldn't have a television show.
Anytime there's a controversial figure, especially on reality TV, the haters are out there, right? Everyone gets criticism. You really get it. People call you monstrous. People say you're an ugly person on the inside. How do you respond to those types of criticisms? How does it make you feel to hear that?
Well, usually if it's somebody saying that, I'm just like, well, I've been talked about by much better people than you. That's kind of my answer. But, you know, I know who I am. I sleep at night soundly. I never regret anything I say or anything I do. I know that it's done for a reason. It's usually done with love and caring and compassion about these children. Would I be a dance teacher? Would I be in a business that's all about children and success and their futures if I didn't care about kids?
In the trailer, we see you, a mom coming to you in tears, saying like, why are you yelling at them? Why are you so mean to them? And you say something like, it's the only way the parents will learn.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? What's the message?
Several of the moms in this cast are dance teachers. They own dance studios. So number one, I don't want to share my secrets with them. I don't want them to know my formula for a successful dancer. But also, don't they know that their kid's not that great? Or don't they know that their child is doing something wrong? Can't they see it and fix it before I see it the next day? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like every parent out there has rose-colored glasses on. My mom and dad didn't do that. My dad told me every single day, you're dumb enough to be a twin. Meaning like I was dumb enough for two people.
Yeah, she also told me about her near-death experience. She says that she remembers hearing doctors say that she was mere minutes away from dying, but now she's on the road to recovery, and she told me she plans on being able to walk again very soon.
I was paralyzed from my neck down. I was in the fetal position, just talking, that was it. That's all I could do. And he did 8.5 hours of emergency surgery, and he looked at my 3 friends that were there, and he said, we have 10 minutes or we're going to lose her. I remember hearing that.
You heard that be said
I heard
about
that,
you.
and there was, you know, there wasn't, he didn't have an MRI to look at. He didn't have a CT scan. He didn't know whether he had to go in the back or the front. And I remember yelling, my back, go in the back. It's my back. and he went into my back, and I have an 18-inch scar down my spine, and 13 vertebrae were affected.
You even opened up to people about being able to stand on, I believe, your left knee, but then your right knee, you need a knee replacement.
Yes, I do.
That's still the case?
That is still the case. The physical therapists who are at the top of their field, I mean, they're amazing to me. They are convinced that once I get this right knee taken care of, I will be walking again. And I haven't heard anybody say that until recently. And I've had 2 different therapists saying there is no doubt. Because they don't want to give you
false
expectations
right.
that aren't going to come to fruition. So I feel like now I'm going to do it.
So
I was close before, but then we moved back to Pittsburgh to start shooting the show. And it was the holidays before that, and it's kind of taken a back seat, my therapy. And now that we've wrapped and we're finished shooting season 8, I can now concentrate on me, myself, and I. So I plan to have the knee surgery done in July and, you know, be walking by September.
Wow. She's been through a ton.
She has. And Miller was released from prison last March after serving an 8-month sentence for bankruptcy fraud.
Yeah, and the Dance Mom star opened up about her time in prison. Watch this.
The only place that I felt safe while I was there was in church, in the Catholic Mass for 1 hour on Sunday.
Well, how important was that to you, the Catholic Mass? Was that something you went?
I grew up Catholic, yes, and so it was important because that 1 hour was the only time that I felt a guard wasn't going to scream over my shoulder in my face.
Wow.
For no reason whatsoever.
And you've said that the female guards were maybe more aggressive with you than the male guards, right? Is that what?
Much more so.
And in what way?
Just vindictive and powerful, and you know, just to show their power, to show how tough they were.
I heard in the previous interview you were talking about the prison doctor, I believe, took you off medication and all this stuff, cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
And so what was that experience like? Why did that happen?
Well, I didn't realize at the time, and I sent everybody an email telling them, I'm no longer diabetic. The doctor took me off all my medication. Well, then I get out and I hear, once a diabetic, always a diabetic. It's just how you treat it is different. But I have so many doctors that have point blank said, you should have been weaned off of that medication over a year.
Wow.
An entire year. So to go off of it cold turkey, that's what caused all of this. I mean, that's what caused the blood and the lab reports to look so crazy. I mean, I had a doctor say to me, I can't believe you're walking in here. You should be in a coma right now, the way your lab results look.
And you believe that was the result of the medication being pulled right away?
Absolutely.
So we reached out to the Federal Bureau of Prisons for their response to our claims, but as of showtime, they have not commented.
Meanwhile, Miller also explained to me how her former student, JoJo Siwa, we know her, how she supported her after her cancer diagnosis.
A few kids came to visit, Eliana and Bryn, and of course JoJo came
JoJo
with
Siwa.
the Dancers for Cancer and presented me with a $10,000 check.
Did you also get a bow?
I got lots of
Okay,
bows.
good. Just make sure.
I've got lots of bows.
But wait, that's
Jessalyn-
great that she was able to do that with the check and everything.
Yes, and Jessalyn and I, her mom, were friends. She had also owned a dance studio at one time, and they have, you know, sold everything and moved to LA, and now JoJo is on tour, 72 cities, and my friend Richie Jackson, who was a judge with me on Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, is the choreographer and the director of her tour. So it just has come full circle. She started on that show, and he was her judge. And then she came on to Dance Moms and trained with me. And now she's a phenomenon. I mean, you can't walk into a store that you don't see merchandise with her face on it.
It's incredible.
Right.
Even my little girls were walking through Walmart and you're like, JoJo! And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
It is, it is.
It's everywhere.
It is. And she said to me, you know, I used to think it was weird that you wore your name on your chest all the time, the Abby Lee Dance Company. And she said, but now I get it.
You're a genius this whole time.
She has her face, you know, on her car that she's driving. She's like, now I get it.
It's kind of wild how many careers Abby Lee is connected to.
Oh, yeah.
These kids have become huge stars.
They have. All right, you can watch Abby Lee Miller when season 8 of Dance Moms returns to Lifetime with a 1-hour special tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
No regrets. hold nothing back. I'm gonna fight for her, no matter what, no matter how tired I am.
You're violent, you're aggressive, you are a psychopath.
Why does every single guy here dislike you?
We all know that Luke P is an evil, pathological liar.
Let me just tell you, man, karma is a bitch, and you're gonna get yours.
Your story has changed. I feel like you think that I'm a threat to you because I am the biggest threat against you right now.
I'm not threatened by anybody, especially not you.
Somebody mess with my queen, I need to take that person out.
Oh no, I do not like to see her cry. There's a lot to talk about, you guys.
Yeah, so much drama going on in this episode. And guys, today's Bachelorette Recap is presented by McDonald's McDelivery. Download Uber Eats to order.
And now, here to break down Monday night's episode of The Bachelorette is People writer and reporter Jody Guglielmi, senior news editor Michelle Corsten, and Bachelor alum Kayla Quinn. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Now, let's talk The Bachelor. Okay, before we get into the episode, Kayla, first time having you this season.
Welcome back.
What are your thoughts on Hannah B and this season so far?
I love her quirky energy. She's a Bachelorette we've never seen before, and so it's kind of refreshing to see someone, you know, admit they're not perfect and just be goofy the whole time, so I'm in love with her.
And she's been giving it straight, too.
Totally.
Yeah, her honesty is refreshing, actually. She doesn't sound super soundbitey. It's like, this is really how I feel, and I think that's good.
And when she gets overwhelmed, she shows us, and she's not afraid to just like be that vulnerable person. So
All right, well, let's talk about this. The contestants leaving LA, they head to Newport, Rhode Island.
Which they're very excited about.
So excited, I was shocked. Like, guys, Newport, Rhode Island, nothing against Newport, Rhode Island. It's not Tahiti, whatever. Let's break down the one-on-one with Jed. Hannah and Jed, they explore Boston together, not Newport, Rhode Island, so it's close. Anyway, whatever. Jed then reveals that he signed up for the show initially because it's a huge platform, music is his passion, so he basically kind of admits, hey, I wanted the exposure, but then she seemed to be happy that he was honest about it. Michelle, is this a red flag, or what did you make of the whole thing?
Normally when someone is here for the wrong reasons, as we like to say in Bachelor Nation, it's a giant red flag. But the fact that he was honest about it and said, you know, he was open to the experience to promote himself, but he ended up liking her, I give him props for that.
So is he here for music or marriage at this point? What do you think?
At this point, it feels a little bit more music, hopefully marriage if Hannah wants him.
A good PR move, though. He got ahead of it.
What do you guys think? Music or marriage?
I still think it's music, but I think he does like her because he admitted it. He could have gone the whole time not saying anything like we've seen in the past, but he was very upfront, and she's been wanting honesty, and that was honest.
Yeah. It felt like marriage to me.
Okay.
I don't know, their interactions were very physical, and the way they just like connected on screen, it just felt very passionate.
Yeah, we need some optimism,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Love's real. Kayla Quinn, thank you.
Jed ended up getting a rose. We move on to the group date, which I really want to talk about. So the men play in a game of rugby, and this was a little dangerous. Yeah. Kevin gets injured, heads to the hospital. Luke P body slams Luke S. Before we get into the drama, what happened with the Lukes, what did you think of the rugby date? Because personally, look, I like men playing sports, but this seemed very dangerous.
It's super dangerous. I mean, I think it's risky. You have a lot of guys who are already in a competitive atmosphere, and now you want them to play one of the most physical sports there are. Like, good luck.
There's no padding. They're just hitting each other.
Right. And they're not rugby players.
No.
That's the big difference.
But Hannah's always said that she wanted an athlete. I love seeing like kind of a macho side of these guys. They're already macho, you know, men recruited on there anyway, so just like bringing that side out, it's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, she was getting turned on for sure.
Yeah,
Like watching them, like
sure.
Okay, the other men defended Luke S, saying he didn't deserve what happened to him. Now Hannah wanted an explanation, so she grabbed Luke P to get his take on the incident. So let's take a look at what Luke P told Hannah, followed by Luke S's reaction. Watch.
You know, to be honest, at the house and everything, I've seen red flags come up.
Tell me.
Like, he's always talking about his brand and his liquor company, and I've never heard him talk about you.
He said that, you know, you don't really talk about me, and that you really talk a lot about your tequila brand. I mean, that's concerning because, I mean...
I understand how big of a concern that is for you.
Yeah.
But I'm here for you. Seriously, I like you, and I'm serious about that. Like, that really makes me upset.
Wow. Okay, Jody, break down Luke P's tactic for us. This scheming behavior, kind of interfering with the other guys.
I think he's kind of acting like a dog with his tail between his legs a little bit. He knows he's in hot water, especially after last week, Hannah telling him to chill out. Now he's once again in the spotlight. I think he was backed into a corner and was willing to say whatever it took to get out of it. I don't believe a word. I mean, we've seen it. He was lying about a lot of it.
Yeah.
So he was just telling her what he thought she wanted to hear.
Have we ever been more curious about someone's personal product than we are to taste that tequila?
Right.
I want to know what the brand is. Like, how happy was he? The way that ended up turning out, it's like, what? Let's go buy it. What's going on with this?
Well, that was his excuse. He said, but my tequila's not even out yet. How
Yeah.
can I be here to plug it?
Exactly.
Whenever someone talks about their brand, though, I cringe.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
In defense of him, though, he didn't bring it up.
No, he didn't.
So it's kind of like, and one of the other guys was like, hey, dude, I didn't even know you had a tequila thing. Like, that's how this happened. Let's talk about this. Despite everyone basically defending Luke S., it seemed like Hannah believes Luke P. Hannah later tells the camera that she's kind of frustrated with Luke P. She's always finding a way to stay on his side. Why do you think that's the case?
She clearly has deep, deep feelings for him, and girls always love a bad boy. They always love a chase, and she clearly has feelings for him from the first impression rose. So I think she's upset with herself that she can't let go of that.
How do you think this is going to help or hurt Luke P in the future?
He's playing the game. I mean, he got the first impression rose. He told her he loved her a little early for most of us, but Hannah ate that up.
Ate it right up.
Yeah. And she said during this episode, she has the strongest connection with him still. So it's going to take a lot of evidence for her to change her opinion.
Yeah, we all saw the chemistry from a while ago.
When the shirt off moment where she got kind of caught with him.
It's hard to let that go sometimes.
She is not letting that go. I honestly think that was the hook. I really do.
All right, let's move on. So, okay, Garrett scored the group date rose. The next one-on-one, Tyler C., who I love so much. Oh my God. Now, she was still having all these emotions. He comforted her. So I think that really kind of put him over the edge. What did you guys make of Tyler C. and his ability to kind of calm her down after all the drama?
I think that showed a lot, and I think it spoke to a lot of their connection. I mean, to be able to calm somebody down and bring them back from being in such a tough place, I think that speaks to his character and how comfortable they are with one another. Like, I really got won over in that moment. I was like, wow. I mean, because that's a tough spot to be in, and he totally prevailed.
Yeah, do you guys think it kind of set him ahead of the rest?
I like that he said, you don't have to be perfect, be honest with me. He's not here for the Bachelorette. He really seems like he wants to get to know Hannah, and they're very similar. They're both kind of goofy. It was cute how he talked about how he bonded with his dying father over watching The Bachelorette, and that's his motivation for being here. He seems authentic to me.
It's like the total package.
Yeah, totally is. And also, she even admitted that her first impression of him wasn't the best one, and so he really overcame that.
There's also this feeling of other guys are able to be really authentic and connect when all this negative drama is going on with the Lukes. It gives them an in. Tyler C. scored the rose. Now we move on to the drama-filled cocktail party. Let's deconstruct this a bit. This was Mike's big moment, which I absolutely love. He confronts Luke P. regarding that whole rugby match. He says that he's the cause for Hannah's unhappiness, calls him out for causing all the house problems. He said he's abnormally violent, among many other things. Luke P versus Luke S drama then continued after Hannah confronts both Lukes. Luke S calls out Luke P in front of the other guys. Let's take a look at yet another confrontation between these two, and then we will discuss.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest here. She doesn't trust me. And it was because of what you said about the tequila thing, which is complete crap.
I plan on telling her that I do believe that you are here for the right reasons. Because guess what? She's questioning my character. And I didn't ever want her to be in a position like that for me. And so I totally understand how you feel.
But you can't just go to her and say, hey, actually, Luke S is here for the right reasons. You need to go to her and say, what I said about Luke S was wrong. I was wrong.
Okay, all right.
He's like, okay, but then what does he do? He goes over there, he ends up not taking up for him or not taking any of it back. There's this whole other spar because then they confront each other about, well, why didn't you take up for me? What did you say to her and all this? How do you think this is going to affect both of them moving forward?
It's never good to be caught in one of these situations because the Bachelorette is feeling like, what is this drama? I want to focus on my connections. I mean, we'll see what happens next week. Traditionally, there might be a 2-on-1 on the horizon.
Okay, so that's a prediction. I was going to say, so no rose ceremony, but what are our predictions for next week, Kayla?
I think there will be a rose ceremony. She'll probably just end the night and give them out based on feelings, but it's not a good sign for either of them.
If you had to pick someone you think goes really, really far, or she ends up with, who's your prediction?
Right now, sadly, Luke P.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No, but it kind of is, right?
Yeah.
Or Jed, maybe.
I do like Jed, but I think, like what she was saying, like, Hannah seems to like a bad boy, and Luke has proven to be a bad boy.
Yeah,
I like,
all right.
Is it Peter the pilot?
I love
Peter
the pilot. He really kind of came through.
All right, we asked our viewers what their predictions were for the Luke's fate in our People poll, so let's take a look at what you guys are saying and tweeting.
They both go home. Look, If she's
I don't believe that.
if she's taking up for Luke P after all this, then I think it's like long haul, right?
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, guys, well, we'll keep watching. We'll find out.
Yeah,
Thank you for all the
thank
insights. To follow along, watch The Bachelorette every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. But now take a look at this. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
It is our pleasure to have
Jeremy.
you. Oh, my goodness.
I'm loving this, you know.
Oh, you like the little strap here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, you know, my dad had it. I'm trying to like, this is my version of.
Yours is good.
Is it good? Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
We were just talking about. Thank you so much. You're going to make me blush early on.
I know. I'm being what you call an old cougar. No. Did I say that?
Hey,
I'm sorry.
you can do that all day
I'm
here.
sorry, okay.
Such a fun time. I sat down with Miss Mary Wilson of the Supremes to talk about her illustrious career, her new book, and how performing at Cafe Carlyle in New York City lets fans see the real Mary. Take a look.
I always did the oohs and the ahs and baby, baby, babies, Florence Fallon and I. And the reason why I said it like that is because I got paid 50 years doing my oohs and ahs and baby, baby, babies. But it came a time after all these years, you know, when I felt I should try to do what I really do well, not as a Supreme with all of our hit records. And they were like pop, you know, rock and roll. So I basically did a lot of the ballads with the Supreme. So I produced this show myself of my just ballads.
Okay.
And so the Carlisle is that, as you mentioned, so intimate, so very close. So therefore, I don't have to move around because I really do move a lot. Okay. And but now I just stand still and I just kind of do these, you know, these lovely ballads.
You were just saying when you first walked in here, it's great to be in New York.
Oh, I love New York. Are you kidding? I used to live here. I lived here in the 90s, and I went to NYU. I graduated and got my associate's degree. Hey,
there she goes.
Hey.
Can do it all, right? Can have the career, can have the education.
And I was really quite good. I got good grades.
Yeah.
So I learned I was smarter than I thought I was.
This whole time, yeah, right?
I'm like, whoa, I'm pretty smart.
New York bringing all this stuff to life. So that's significant. New York is significant for you in that way. Also, the Supremes early on played at the Apollo.
Yeah.
That's in New York.
Yes.
What does it mean to you specifically?
We did the Copacabana.
Copacabana?
Oh,
okay.
yes, we did.
So performing in New York is specifically special as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the people here are great. Well, like I said, they're like really whatever. First time we came here was, I think, was 1963, and we were on the Motown Review tours. And so that was where we played at the Apollo, and we didn't have any hit records. And I remember walking on stage. Were there 4 of us then? No, I think maybe it was still 3. Maybe it was 3. Anyway, we walked on stage, and the audience was like, you know, really looking and staring us down, because here we are, really skinny, cute little girls, black girls, right? So we come out there really scared and stiff, and they're looking at us. Oh, okay, who are these skinny little things? What are they, you know? And so they looked at us for a while, and pretty soon you could see them kind of doing like that, and pretty soon they started clapping.
Loosen up.
And we were saying, we got past. They liked us at the Apollo. So that was our first entree to New York. And ever since then, the audiences have just loved us, and I've always loved the audiences here.
Kind of like if you can win that crowd over,
yeah,
you know you're in.
Anywhere.
Right?
If you can win at the Apollo, you can win anywhere. Okay, we didn't get the hook.
That's right, to pull you off the stage.
We didn't get the hook, okay? We were like, okay.
That's funny. You talked to our producer a little bit about how when you've performed before at the Cafe Carlyle, watching the audience's jaws drop when they see you singing. And maybe you hit on this a little bit. You used the oohs and the ahs. But what has that reaction meant to you, to see people kind of like, whoa, stunned at your ability to do these other types of songs?
People are kind of, I can see people on the street and they'll say, oh, you know, you look like Mary Wilson of the Supremes. I'm like, oh, I wish I had her money, right? And so that's when I'm not really dressed and made up, okay?
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, it's one of those things where people have seen us Supremes on television for years, right? We first did Ed Sullivan's show back in I think it was 65. So we were on there 16 times on the Ed Sullivan show. So people in the Hullabaloo, Shindig, we used to do Mary Decay's show and so people knew me as one of the girls in the group, but they had not seen me up close. I had people say, well, can she sing? You know, because we just did the oohs and ahs and baby, baby. So they didn't really know if I had a voice. So now, say places like the Carlyle, they come there not knowing and hoping that they're going to enjoy the show, because people have always kind of liked me. They say I was kind of cute, you know. I thought we all were cute, but anyway.
Hey, they say what they say.
They say, yeah, I thought we okay. But anyway, you know, people say, well, let's see what she can do. And I see them begin to really, after the first number, I can see them say, oh my God, she sounds okay, you know. And then after a while, with the way I perform, because I always thought I was pretty good at performing.
Yeah.
Maybe not a great singer, but really as a performer, I think I'm great. Anyway, that's just all. That's all in my head.
I think you're allowed to, of all people, I think you're allowed to say that you're great.
Yeah, so it is fun to see them really start enjoying me as Mary Wilson.
So you're an author. You've previously done the book thing.
I had a bestseller too, one bestseller, and this is my third book. Actually.
This is well-established territory for you.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what we can expect with your newest.
It's a coffee table book, and it's what I like is it's kind of long.
Yeah, this is really cool.
And it's about the Supreme's gowns and our glamorous career in glamorous gowns. So it's called Supreme Glamour.
The glamour, the look. This one's autographed, not for anyone watching, but
no. and I wanted to graft it to myself, I think.
There you go. There you go.
She's so great.
Fantastic.
I love the throwbacks too.
Yeah, man, she has the stories that she tells are so it just pulls you in. I could listen to her talk.
Yeah, I love her. All right, we're taking one last look at our people poll. We've been asking what you think will happen to the Lukes on The Bachelorette following their big confrontation.
How much has it changed?
Dramatic.
Guess what? Both go home.
Yeah.
Huge lead.
I don't think that's gonna happen though.
For a while,
I think they're staying.
Till the end, but I don't think she ends up with either one of those.
We'll see. All right, we'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now, so tune in for that.
Also, coming up tomorrow, season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale finally premieres on Hulu Wednesday. Amanda Brugel plays Rita and will tell us everything we can expect in that upcoming season.
Plus, we'll be joined live by Kellen Coleman to get the scoop on Big Little Lies season 2. I'm so excited for that. And her new Lifetime movie, Very Valentine. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with a trip down memory lane as Mary Wilson from The Supremes plays a game of Oh, Snap! Bye, guys.
First one. Let's take a look. Here's the
isn't
picture.
that great? Now, I think this is the 3 of the Supremes when we went back to the projects after we had become famous, and we were one of the first people who had paparazzi. So we were copying the paparazzi with our cameras.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, that's really great. Okay, I think we've got another one. Let's take a look here. The next up. Look at this little guy. I don't know who that is.
That's Paul McCartney, and that's us with the towels around because we had just finished doing a supper club there called the Talk of the Town, very much like the Copa here in New York. And so this was after the show, and Paul was there with all kind of people, all kind of stars in England.
What do you remember most about interacting with him? Anything stand out?
Paul?
Yeah.
He was just very talented guy. Yeah.
The Beatles. Wow.
Yeah, the Beatles. Oh, they were great, huh?
When I look at this, like I was saying to you a little bit before, I see history.
Yes.
It's amazing that you look at that and it's like, oh yeah, that was a day in my life.
No,
you
it was big. It was big. Honestly, when I look back on things now after 60 years, I'm like, my God, whoever thought we would have done all those things?
Yeah, how incredible.
So no, it's pretty big in my mind as well.
We've got another one here. Let's take a look. All right, how about this? Look at this.
Oh, I was just talking about Cassius Clay. Okay, now let me tell you this. I was just talking about him because every time he'd see me, he'd always say, Mary, why are you always still calling me Cassius? My name is Muhammad Ali. And then he was always looking at my boobs. But anyway. So right here he was saying, Mary, you still got them pretty boobs, huh? So
what was the other guy saying?
The one behind him, he says, well, one day maybe I'll be a star.
There you go. I guess it happened.
I guess it happened.
I think we got one more. Look at this, Paris.
Oh, I love that. Yes, I think that was 1965 when we were with the Motown Review Tour and we did London. And that was the same time as we were with the Paul McCartney and Talk of the Town. Then we went on to Paris and we recorded an album. There's an album live in Paris.
When you would take a trip like that, was it sort of just in and out, or did you have time to breathe?
We hung out, sure.
Yeah.
We hung out a lot. Read my books. No, just kidding.
Well, it's funny because I was asking you earlier, after that opening night, you had a late night. Maybe it was a midnight night. Maybe it was a 2 a.m. night. And you know how to party a little bit.
Oh, I do. I was known to party a lot. Not so much now.
Yeah.
Yeah.